Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Words. We're back. This is season 2, and I'm kicking off this season with the Electric Company Theater series. And what that means is I'm going to be interviewing several actors about a new project that is launching at Electric Company Theater. My first guest will be introducing this project and telling us a little bit more about it. It's very exciting, very different for anybody that's a theater goer. You will love this project. It is such a challenge. And without further ado, I would love to introduce to you Brian Johnson, who is the co-artistic director, owner, manager of Electric Company Theater. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining me today.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. I'm so happy to have you here, and I would love for you to kick it off by telling me a little bit about yourself and about Electric Company Theater.
Great. My name is Brian Johnson, and I'm the co-artistic director of the Electric Company Theater. My wife and I founded this company in 2019, right at the start of the pandemic, which was a great time to start a theater company. And
Yes.
since 2019, we've been the theater company in residence at the Muckenthaler Cultural Center in Fullerton. And we produce 3 to 4 shows a year there, have since 2019. And this season, we're starting off our season with a production called White Rabbit, Red Rabbit.
So, Electric Company Theater is a nonprofit,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
And you have residency at the Muckenthaler Cultural Center in Fullerton, California, for anybody that's listening outside of California. And I would love for you to tell us about this project.
Great. So this project is really unique. I read this play 2 years ago. It's a play written by an Iranian playwright, Nassim Soleimanpour. And it's currently, I think it's the most toured piece of text in the modern history of the world, which is pretty impressive. The
Yeah.
play was originally produced at the Fringe Festival. And the conceit of the play is that there is no rehearsals, no director, no set. Which makes it very easy work for me.
Right.
Which is one of the attractive things about the project. But a different actor cold reads the script every night. So each performance is unique in that a new actor assumes the role of the cold reader, and you have a unique experience, kind of experiencing the actor experiencing the text for the first time, as you as an audience are experiencing the text for the first time, hopefully as well.
So, as the director, your role is confined to organization of the event as well as casting.
Yeah, I mean, what's beautiful about this piece is you're getting to hear a new voice in it every night. And so selecting those voices was really important to me, and thinking about what somebody might bring to the text. The charm of the piece, I think, is really in how the actor experiences the text, and how vulnerable the actor is willing to be to allow the audience to experience them experiencing that for the first time, which can be terrifying, I would imagine, for a lot of actors. It certainly would be terrifying for me.
I'm wondering if a typical community independent professional theater actor would be really comfortable doing this. It sounds like something maybe an improv artist would love and not find challenging. And so, with that lack of challenge, maybe it's better to have an actor that's done several productions in their past, kind of knows how to play to an audience and engage with them, have them be on their toes the whole time instead of just feeling comfortable. It feels like it's such an. Do they get to read the piece before they perform?
No. So
Oh,
48
wow.
hours before their performance, they'll get a packet of small 2 pages of information that talks about how to read the text and some things they need to bring to the performance. But the first time they'll see the text is in front of the audience when I hand them the pages of the script. So that'll be the first time for them to look through it.
Okay, well, our series, the Electric Company Theater series, will have an opportunity to interview each of the actors, and you have 12 actors, and each of these actors is presented on the website, Electric Company, and let me put that up there, electriccompanytheater.org, and you can learn more about each of them. I, as a theater goer, will be going to several of these different productions of this specific event. And I'm excited to see how each actor interprets the piece, how they overcome their own personal challenges. I know that a couple of the actors are really nervous and would never do this ever, except that you asked. So,
I mean, I think cold reading is such a unique thing, right? Because it's something we usually do at the beginning of a process where you get together, you have a first read through as a company to read through a text. And that rehearsal is, it's not intended for audience viewing. It's intended to be a time to kind of work through your choices as an actor, to hear feedback from a director. And so I know there are some actors that are really excited about this opportunity because they love the cold reading process. That first original authentic response to a text can often be really beautiful and wonderful.
right.
And there are other actors that are really concerned about, how this moment is meant to generally be seen only by people in the room who are also experiencing or having to do a cold read for the first time. And so there's a little bit of relaxation and that everybody in the room is doing this thing together. And this is a little bit more vulnerable for some of our actors in that you have to be willing to do that. A lot of our work, though, is centered around kind of engaging with audiences in a unique way. And so a lot of these actors that are performing in this piece in February have done this kind of work before, this vulnerable work where the audience is really close and a part of your presentation in a really specific way. And so we've watched them do this kind of engagement, not to this degree. This is really kind of like pushing
Right.
the challenge limits, I think, for a lot of our actors, but they're familiar with this kind of interaction.
So I will have an opportunity to speak to each of the actors that are performing this piece. And like I said before, it's a 12 show run. And you open in February. What's the date that you open?
February 10th, and it runs through
February,
March 5th.
February 10th through March 5th in at the Muckenthaler Cultural Center. And it's an indoor production,
Yeah,
right? Last year at this
that'll
time, we were doing an outdoor production, which was sketchy sometimes with the rain, and but lovely California weather always. So your first actor up to bat, I'll say, because you don't know what pitch is coming, is your lovely wife, Callie Johnson. So tell us how that conversation went when you said, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and "Hey, I want to cast you."
This is fascinating because generally speaking, when we're going to produce a play, we spend months, if not years, talking about a production. A lot of our productions are planned 2 or 3 years in advance, with an original idea, and then we talk through them and kick them around with our friends. And my wife and I spend a tremendous amount of time talking about text and engaging about problems that might occur. And it's been challenging in our house over the last year as we've known this text was coming, because she isn't allowed to know anything about this text, and I haven't had anybody to bounce any ideas off of. Luckily, there's not a tremendous amount of production components that need to go into this, but there are some things that need to be addressed. And so, I'm excited to watch her read this text. She's a tremendous cold reader, and is super intelligent and really great at accessing text in an authentic way. So that part of the deal will be great for her. I think what I'm excited about getting to hear her voice on this project is getting to hear her experience this text for the first time that I've now read 3 or 4 times. Getting to watch her engage in this experience is going to be really fun for me.
Well, Callie is our first actor guest, and I'll be interviewing her next. And if you want to watch Callie's interview or listen to Callie's interview, that will be up next. And so I would love to have you, Brian, tell us a little bit more about Electric Company Theater and what's next for this season.
Great. Our company is producing 4 shows this season. We have this White Rabbit, Red Rabbit that opens in February. And then shortly after that, we are devising and writing a project about the history of Fullerton, and which is where the Muckenthaler Cultural Center is, and a little bit about the Muckenthaler family. And we do a show every year that's specifically designed for the elementary school students in Fullerton. We see somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 elementary school students that bus into the Muckenthaler Cultural Center to see a production of some kind. And so this year we're crafting a show based on Fullerton history, which is what the 3rd graders in Fullerton School District study. It's called Fullerton Our Town a Little Bit Wilder. It's loosely kind of a parody of the Our Town script, and has kind of some of those day in the life of this small town feel to it. And there'll be one public performance of that in Saturday in March. And then this summer, we usually try to pick a big blockbuster hit over the summer to do somewhere on the campus. And we're going back to the amphitheater this summer. And we're going to be doing musical production of Lin-Manuel Miranda's In the Heights, which is going to be beautiful out under the stars there in the summer heat. It's a really wonderful production. And it's going to be just filled with life and energy out there in the outdoor stage. And then we'll close off our season with a play that the Muckenthaler Center has commissioned us to create. It's going to be an immersive production where the audience will wander inside the house, the Muckenthaler house. The Muckenthaler Cultural Center is celebrating their centennial this year. So our project is called the Centennial Project, and 100 audience members a night will get to spend 100 minutes inside the Muckenthaler Cultural Center, weaving together Muckenthaler family history, a little bit of bootlegger 1925 kind of historical stuff, and then there's some surprises as well. Just a really kind of interesting, imaginative experience that audiences can kind of engage in around the Halloween time.
That sounds incredible. As usual, Electric Company Theater never fails to amaze and awe and inspire. I'm so really impressed by the work that you do for the children locally. And so thank you for that on behalf of all the Fullerton children and that go to school in Fullerton, and giving them this opportunity to learn so much about theater, but also about their town and things that happen in their town, or just to learn a little bit, have a little bit more fun. I know the teachers enjoy it. It's a field trip for them. And before we get away, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about your day job.
Yeah, I'm a middle school theater teacher in Arcadia at First Avenue Middle School. I took over this program a year ago from a teacher that had been there for 20 years. She built this beautiful program out there. I teach 240 middle school students theater all day long. It's really a wonderful experience, kind of a little bit of I never thought I would be teaching middle school, but I just found a new love for my teaching career, and a new love for these young students. It's a tremendous job, and I'm really excited to be kind of going to work every day, which is definitely a change for me as well.
Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye to Brian Johnson, co-director of Electric Company Theater. You can learn more about this production of White Rabbit, Red Rabbit. I want to make sure I say that without the Elmer Fudd W. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about seeing it. You can go to electriccompanytheater.org, and there's a button that says buy tickets. You can purchase tickets there. Displayed will be each of the different actors, so you can select the actor or actors you would love to come see. What an incredible production. I can't wait to see it. Thanks for joining me, Brian.
Thank you.